Hello class 10. So today we are going to start the lesson number 2. The Union Executive, the President and the Vice President. We have already finished the first chapter and now we are doing the last chapter of this term, the second chapter, the Union Executive. So we have discussed about the legislatives, now we will move towards the executive. So final or the topmost at the executive stands President, Vice President, Prime Minister, his Council of Ministers and the civil servant. So in this chapter we are discussing about the role of President and the Vice President. So we are having our Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, Shri Ramnath Kovind as President and Vice President Shri Venkaiah Naidu, who is also the ex-officio chairman of the Rajya Sabha. Now what are the qualifications required to get appointed as the President? President is the constitutional head of the country. So most of the documents are signed in the name of President. So he is just the nominal head of our constitution or our country. So what are the qualifications required to get appointed as the President? First of all, you should be a citizen of India. You should be attained at least the age of 35 years. You should be mentally sound, should not be insolvent, should not hold office of profit under Government of India. So all the qualifications are same as that of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Just the age difference is there. To get appointed as President, you need 35 years minimum age. What is the term period? For what time period a President get appointed? The President get appointed or elected for the years of 5 years, and after that 5 years he held a election again. So this is Rashtrapati Bhavan. This is the house of the President. So whosoever get appointed as the new President, the person used to live in this place. This is the resident of the President of India, which is in New Delhi. Now what is the procedure of impeachment? So President is the nominal head of the country, but he holds the constitutional post, the supreme constitutional post. So in that way, the President can't be removed by the simple procedure. So by the procedure by which a President is removed from his office, that procedure is called impeachment. Now what is impeachment? When the President misuses power, violates the constitution, at that case the procedure of impeachment goes through and the President can remove out of his post by the majority of 2-3 votes in both the House of Parliament. How the President get appointed? President election is indirect election. Like for the election of the Lok Sabha, it is direct election, while for the election of the President, it is indirect elections. So it is elected via the Electoral College. Now what the Electoral College get appointed? Electoral College comprised of the MPs, the Member of Parliament of Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, and the MLAs, the Member of the State Legislative Assemblies. So we appoint MPs and MLAs, and MP and MLAs, they participate in the election of the President. So that's why it is an indirect election. So what is oath of office? So who administers the oath of office when our new President gets appointed? So he used to take oath under the guidance of the Chief Justice of India. I have already told you that President administers the oath of Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha members, whereas only the Chief Justice of India administers the oath of the President. If there is any election dispute, that dispute could be managed only by the Supreme Court of India. So these are the important terms from this chapter. So you can see here Prime Minister Modi, who is also MP, and the other MPs, they are participating in the election of the President. That these members are called the Electoral College. Now we are seeing here the solemn ceremony of the President, who is administered by the Chief Justice of India. Now first of all, we will discuss about the powers of President. So we are discussing about the legislative powers. So legislative means law-making power. First legislative power stands for the President had the power to call the joint session, address the joint session of both the houses of Parliament. So whenever the new session held, like whenever there is a new session like budget session or monsoon session, the President can call both the houses and held the joint session of both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Or whenever there is new election of Lok Sabha, so in that case also the first address was done by the President and he can call the joint session of both the houses. He can summon or dissolve the Lok Sabha. Summon का मतलब होता है स्थगित कर देना, ठीक है, for short time. He nominates 12 members of Rajya Sabha and 2 members of Lok Sabha. No bill become a law without the signature or without the President's assent. He issue ordinances when the Parliament is not in session. So the President has the power to issue the ordinances. So what are the ordinances? The President has the power. An ordinance is a direction or command of authoritative nature. It has the same force and effect as an act of parliament. So when the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, they are not in session, maybe in middle of the budget session or the monsoon session, if there is some condition arise in that particular subject, law should be passed. So the President, as the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, they were not able to have the sitting. So in that case, the President can pass a law in the name of ordinance. So that ordinance, that law will move by the time new session held. So President has the power to issue the ordinances when the Parliament is not in session. So these are the legislative powers. Now we are discussing about the executive power. So President is the head of the Union Executive, or is the constitutional head. He appoints the Prime Minister, the Union Ministers, State Governors, the judges of Supreme Court and High Court, Comptroller, Auditor General, that is CAG, Attorney General. All the Union territories shall be administered by the President. If we talk about the judicial power of the President, so he is not answerable to any law court for the exercise of his power. He can only remove from his position except in case of impeachment. He can pardon, remit or suspend a sentence of punishment given by a court martial or a death sentence by the court. So the President has the power to grant the pardon or the mercy petition to the people who have received the life imprisonment or the extreme punishment. So he has that judicial power with him. Other powers which we are discussing are the financial powers of the President. The President gives permission for the budget to be presented in the Parliament every year. Without his permission, the budget could not able to get presented. No money bill can be introduced without the prior approval of the President. So if Lok Sabha members, they want to introduce a money bill, they have to ask the approval of the President. He appoints the Finance Commission from time to time to look after for the finances of country. The contingency fund was under the control of the President, which used to provide money to the government. If we talk about the emergency power, the President has the three emergency powers. He can declare the emergency in the case of national emergency, constitutional emergency and financial emergency. So emergency condition is that which first has to deal. So whenever there is some kind of outbreak in the country, in that case the President has the power to launch three emergencies. First is national emergency. So when a national emergency is launched, when the security of India is under threat by the external or internal aggression, whenever there is a condition of war, in that case the President has the power to declare the national emergency. So emergency में basically होता क्या है कि आपकी other necessities को fulfill करने के बजाय the fundamental necessities should be fulfilled. Like you can see in the lockdown time, your cinema halls, then gym and the other recreation activities centers, they all were closed because they are not too much necessary. They are not the fundamental necessity required to live a life. Only few shops which are dispatching the, you can say the grains, the important stuff, they are only allowed by the government. So this is also kind of condition of emergency. So whenever there is a condition of war in country, external threat from other country, in that case the President has power to launch the national emergency. Secondly, whenever there is breakdown of constitutional machinery in state. Constitutional machinery का मतलब है maybe लोक सभा आपकी चल रही है, the government is going on. Suddenly the government falls. Suddenly the ministers resign. In that case there is no government. Okay? So by the time new election held, the President has the power to launch the constitutional emergency whenever there is a breakdown of constitutional machinery. So by the time new election held, new government is formed, at that time there would be a constitutional emergency which could be launched by the President. Whenever there is a condition of financial instability in the country is having less amount of money, in that case the President has the power to launch the financial emergency. So he will launch the financial emergency by the time the country could come up with that financial instability. So these are the three conditions in which the President has power to launch the emergency condition to secure the condition of the country. Other than that, we are reading the discretionary power, that means the other power, not so important powers. The President can hold his assent for bill or can send it back for reconsideration if it is not a money bill. In the case of money bill, the President has to give his assent, whereas for the other bills, the President has power. If he is not liking the bill, he can give it back, or if he is not having knowledge of the particular bill, then he can appoint the committees who can give him advice. That is the discretionary power. The constitution has no given any time limit for the president to declare his assent or the refusal for the bill. Nowhere it is written that president has to send back the bill within 2 days, has to sign within 2 days. He can take any time of him, or he can appoint any kind of committee. If after general election, like after the Lok Sabha election, no party or leader seems to got majority, then president has freedom to appoint the prime minister. Maybe election held, no party is getting the majority, or no party is able to decide that who could be their leader, who could be the next prime minister. In that case, president has power that by his freedom he can appoint any of the MPs as the prime minister. If a situation arises and prime minister has lost the confidence of Lok Sabha, that means he is not able to prove that he got this much of seat, and instead of filing resignation, ask president to dissolve the Lok Sabha. ठीक है, ऐसी कोई कंडीशन आ गई कि जो प्रेसिडेंट है उसकी जितनी सिटिंग्स होती है, मान लो 300 सीटों से जीती है उनकी पार्टी, वो 300 सीट से वो प्रूव नहीं कर पाए कि वो सीट उनके पास अभी है. इन दैट केस अगर प्रेसिडेंट प्राइम मिनिस्टर को बोलता, प्राइम मिनिस्टर प्रेसिडेंट को बोलता है कि भाई आप लोकसभा डिसॉल्व कर दीजिए बिकॉज यू आर हैविंग पावर, इन दैट केस देयर विल बी री इलेक्शन. सो वी विल नॉट ओनली द पीपल हु गेट रिजाइंड. So in that case, president is not bound to act on the advice of his prime minister. Though we said that president work on the advice of prime minister, but when the condition comes that prime minister is taking advantage of this situation, in that case president is not bound for the advice of the prime minister. So these are the discretionary powers of the president. So this is the oath ceremony of vice president. Now we will read about the vice president. So vice president is elected by the MPs and MLAs, same by the electoral college. He is an Indian citizen and completed 35 years of age. He is the ex-officio chairman of Rajya Sabha. That he is holding two powers. He is holding the power as a vice president and also the chairman of the Rajya Sabha. He presided over the sessions of the houses and regulates the debate. He holds his office for 5 years and may resign before term ends, can be removed by the procedure of impeachment, same procedure. The power and function, he is the ex-officio chairman of Rajya Sabha. He is entitled to vote only when the situation of tie while casting vote in Rajya Sabha happen. It starts the function of the president when the president is not in power in case of his death, resignation or removal owing to his illness. This is the Vice President Venkaiah Naidu in the Rajya Sabha. So in that way your chapter ends. I hope you understood the chapter. Please watch the video carefully, understand the chapter, make notes and send to me. Thank you.